right, so today we're going to be looking into leadership. Specifically, we're going to be doing a deep dive into Jamie Turner's book, The 5 Most Common Leadership Styles.
Right.
And I've got to say, going through all the stuff you sent over about this,
Yeah.
I'm really excited about this one.
Me too.
So Turner's work is great.
I think this is going to be really helpful for people.
Yeah.
Because, leadership is one of those things that everybody wants
to
be kind of a good leader.
Absolutely.
There's so many different
It's a big
topics out there about it.
It is, and it can be intimidating for people.
Okay, Turner starts off right away with this definition from David Rubenstein. And he says, a leader is someone who makes something happen that wouldn't have happened otherwise.
Oh.
What do you think about that?
I love that.
Yeah.
I think it's such a simple definition.
Yeah.
But it's so powerful.
Yep.
It really boils down to, you know what it really means to be a leader.
It is about impact.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Not just about your title.
Yeah.
It's not about being the boss.
Absolutely.
It's about the impact.
Anyone can be a leader if they make a real difference.
Yeah, and I'm already thinking about this deep dive and how it's going to be useful for me personally to think about that, right? Am I actually making something happen?
Yeah, are you
that wouldn't have happened
moving the needle
otherwise?
Exactly.
So Turner goes on to talk about the 4 pillars of leadership.
Okay. Love this.
And he says,
framework.
These pillars are mindset, mentorship management, and marketing.
Yeah, those are the essential skills that anyone who wants to lead effectively needs to develop.
Yeah, and they're not just random ideas. They all tie together.
Absolutely. It's about how you think, how you guide other people,
how you get things done, and how you communicate your vision to others.
So let's break down these pillars a little bit.
Okay, sounds good.
So first up is mindset. Turner talks about how you need to choose action over reaction. That failure is a beginning, not an ending.
Oh, I love that.
And that you build confidence through results. So it's almost like a mental shift we need to make.
Totally.
Right.
Yeah, and imagine you're facing a setback.
Okay.
A reactive mindset might lead to panic or blame.
Yeah.
But a leader with a really strong mindset sees it as an opportunity to learn, to adjust, and to move forward.
So it's not about just, pretending everything's fine.
No, it's not about being
it's about having a plan.
Pollyanna-ish.
Yeah.
And just pretending everything is great.
Okay.
It's about understanding that setbacks are going to happen.
Yeah. And it's what you do afterwards that defines you as a leader.
And the confidence then comes from actually achieving things.
Right, exactly.
So not just hoping for the best.
Yeah, each win, no matter how small,
Yeah.
it reinforces that can-do attitude.
Right.
And helps you tackle bigger and bigger challenges.
So that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So moving on to mentorship then.
Okay. Yes.
Turner really emphasizes leading with empathy here.
That's so important.
And he says that you should focus on the what that went wrong, instead of accusing somebody with a why.
Right.
And that you should always give feedback with a dose of grace.
It's not about blame.
Why is that?
It's about understanding, about guiding, empowering others to reach their full potential.
If somebody just comes at me with you messed this up,
right,
it makes me defensive.
Think about a time when you received really harsh criticism. Did it make you want to be better?
Enough.
Or did it just make you feel defensive?
Totally, right.
For shut down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when a leader approaches mentorship with empathy, they create a safe space for growth.
So I'm seeing how that ties back to mindset.
Yes, exactly.
Right. If I'm coming at it from
yes,
we're both learning here.
Yeah.
You're learning.
It shifts the focus from finding fault
I'm learning
to finding solutions.
That sets a very different tone.
Right. Which is much more productive.
So mentorship check.
Okay.
Next, we have management.
Right.
And Turner gets super practical here.
Okay.
He talks about solving problems through communication, empowering teams by telling them what mountain to climb.
I love that analogy.
Right. I love that too.
Yeah.
And then running meetings that actually have takeaways.
Yeah.
And action items.
Especially these days.
When
everybody is so busy. Meetings can be such a time suck.
It can be such a time suck.
If they don't have.
If they lack focus and purpose.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But a strong leader can help guide that conversation.
Right.
Even if they're not
even if they're not the boss
in the meeting,
right,
they can still kind of step up.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. And it's about helping the team see how all their individual tasks connect to the bigger picture.
Okay.
The mountain that they're all trying to climb together.
So it's about providing that sense of direction.
Yeah.
Even in something
as mundane as a
boring meeting.
team meeting.
Yeah. And Turner says that 80% of business problems stem from
that's a great point.
Poor communication.
Yes.
Which really highlights why this management pillar is so important.
Yeah.
So you might have the best ideas in the world.
Right.
But if you can't communicate them clearly,
totally,
it's going to be a struggle.
You're going to have an uphill battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how great your vision is.
Exactly.
If you can't get your team on board,
right, it's not going to go anywhere.
Go anywhere.
Yeah.
Right?
It's so true.
And then that leads us perfectly
okay,
into the last pillar, which is marketing.
Oh, okay. This one's interesting.
I know, and this one surprised me.
Yeah.
Because at first I was like, what does marketing have to do with leadership?
Right.
But the more I think about it,
yeah,
it makes so much sense.
It totally does. So we'll think about it this way.
Tell me.
Whether you're communicating with your team or your clients, or even just trying to get your kids to clean their rooms, you're essentially marketing an idea or a vision, right? Yeah. And in today's world, we're constantly bombarded with information.
So much information.
Yeah.
So you have to make your message.
So you got to make it stand out.
So how do we do that?
How do we do that?
Without feeling like we're constantly shouting into the void.
Turner suggests using the rule of threes.
Okay.
Have you ever noticed this?
The rule of threes.
Like, think about famous speeches or marketing slogans.
Okay.
They often present key concepts in groups of three.
Okay.
It makes it easier to digest.
Okay.
To remember.
So by applying marketing principles even internally, we can be more impactful leaders.
Exactly. It's all about understanding how people can process information.
Yeah.
And tailoring your communication style accordingly.
I'm officially convinced that these 4 pillars are crucial for any leader.
Yeah.
But before we jump into the 5 leadership styles, I think we should take a little pause here.
Sounds good.
And let everybody kind of digest what we've talked about so far.
Yeah, we covered a lot.
Because it is a lot of information.
It is. Welcome back.
All right, so we've laid some great groundwork with these 4 pillars. Mindset, mentorship, management, and marketing.
Absolutely. And those are super helpful to think about.
I know. I was thinking about it this morning.
Yeah.
As I was, just even dealing with my kids.
Exactly. You can use them.
Like, these principles are applicable everywhere.
Everywhere.
Not just at work.
In all areas of life.
But now I'm really excited to get into the 5 styles.
Yeah, me too. These are the heart of Jamie Turner's book.
So he calls them visionary builder, empathetic disruptor, and sequential.
You got it.
And I remember from the notes you sent.
Yeah.
That each style has its own strengths and weaknesses.
Absolutely.
Right.
There's no one best way to lead.
Yeah.
It's about understanding which style resonates most with you.
Okay.
And then developing your skills accordingly.
So a key part of that self-awareness is understanding your communication style.
Yes.
And Turner mentions this thing called...
He briefly touches on this.
The Communication Styles Matrix.
Yes.
Which I kind of skimmed over in my notes.
Yeah, that's Dr. Eileen Russo's Communication Styles Matrix.
Remind me how this works.
Okay, so imagine a graph with 4 quadrants.
Okay.
And you've got direct communicators who are very assertive and results-oriented. You've got spirited communicators who are enthusiastic, persuasive, really good at getting people excited. You've got systematic communicators who are all about the data and logic, really like to think things through. And then you've got the considerate communicators who are all about harmony and making sure everybody feels included.
So knowing where you fall on that matrix can help you understand how you naturally communicate and how that might...
And how that impacts your leadership.
Influence my leadership style.
Yeah.
So, for example, a visionary leader, like a Steve Jobs, might lean toward a spirited communication style.
Exactly. He was so good at getting people excited about his ideas.
Yeah, he's known for being captivating.
Yes.
But then on the flip side, A sequential leader,
Yeah.
like a Tim Cook, might be more
systematic,
more detail-oriented,
right?
Focused on clear explanations and steps.
Does that mean then that some leadership styles are
That's a good question.
better suited for
Not necessarily.
certain communication styles?
It's more about
Okay.
being aware of your strengths and being able to adapt your communication style as needed.
Sure.
So even a spirited leader might need to dial it back and be a little more systematic if they're explaining a complicated process or presenting detailed data to a team.
It's about having that flexibility.
Yeah.
To adjust.
It's like having a toolkit of communication styles. I like that, a toolkit.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's super helpful, but I'm still wondering, how do I know what my dominant leadership style is?
That's a great question, and it's what we're going to explore in more detail as we go through the 5 styles.
Okay.
But I want you to think about a time when you felt really successful as a leader.
Okay.
It could be at work, in a volunteer group, or even just organizing something with friends.
Okay.
What was the situation?
Okay.
What did you do?
Right.
What felt natural to you?
Okay.
What felt energizing to you?
I need to analyze past experiences to see those patterns in my behavior.
Exactly. And as we go through the 5 leadership styles, really pay attention. Which ones resonate with you? Which ones you admire, and which ones maybe feel a little bit outside of your comfort zone. It's all valuable information in your journey of self-discovery as a leader.
This is really making me rethink my approach to leadership.
Excellent.
So we've got this foundation of the 4 pillars. We've talked about how communication styles play a role.
Right.
Now let's get into these 5 leadership styles.
Let's do it.
So we'll start with the visionary leaders. The big picture thinkers. Who see the world not as it is, but as it could be. Think Steve Jobs. Elon Musk. Really bold thinkers.
I'm excited. So we've been talking all about these different leadership styles.
Yeah, we've covered a lot of ground.
Really fascinating stuff.
It is.
I'm already starting to think about like how I can use this in my own, work and life.
Yeah, and we talked about the 4 pillars.
Yeah, mindset, mentorship, management, marketing.
Right, and how
they're so important.
Really form the foundation for effective leadership.
And we started talking about the 5 styles.
Visionary builder, empathetic disruptor, sequential. Right, and even how understanding our communication style can make us more effective.
Absolutely.
Leaders, communication is key.
But there's one more thing I wanted to ask about. I saw in the notes that you sent over that Turner talks about authenticity in leadership.
Oh, yeah.
What does he mean by that?
Well, think about the leaders you really admire. The ones that really inspire you. Chances are they have that quality of authenticity. They're genuine. They lead with integrity. Their actions match their words.
So it's not about like putting on a show.
No, it's not about pretending.
Or trying to be somebody you're not.
Or trying to fit into some kind of mold.
So it's about self-awareness.
Yes.
And being true to your values.
Absolutely.
Even when it's hard.
Especially when it's hard.
And so that vulnerability, that willingness to show your human side, it actually makes you a stronger leader.
It does. It really
is that.
Yeah, that's
because it builds trust.
Okay.
People are more likely to follow someone who's real, someone who's not afraid to say, hey, I messed up, or I don't have all the answers.
That makes sense.
And it creates that culture of honesty and openness.
Where it's okay to not be perfect.
Exactly.
And it makes it safe for other people to be authentic too.
Right, because when people feel safe to be themselves, to share their ideas, to take risks, that's when the real magic happens.
I love that.
That's when the innovation happens.
Yeah, I mean, this whole idea of authenticity, it really resonates with me, and it ties back to everything we've talked about.
It does.
Like the 4 pillars, the different leadership styles, the communicate. It's all connected. It's like the thing that ties it all together.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, leadership is about more than just techniques or strategies. It's about connecting with people, inspiring them, empowering them to do their best work.
And you can't do that if you're not being yourself.
Exactly.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
okay,
what's the one thing you want our listeners to walk away with?
I want them to remember that leadership is a journey.
Okay.
It's not a destination. There's no one right way to lead.
Okay.
Embrace your unique strengths.
Yeah.
Be true to your values.
Yeah.
And never stop learning and growing.
That's great advice.
Thank you.
And hey, if you're out there listening and you're feeling inspired to learn more, we're here for you.
Absolutely.
Let us know, and we'll do another deep dive.
We'll dive even deeper
into whatever you want to learn about.
That's right.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.